What is going on, guys? DBG here, and today we're going to be talking about the other cards that are coming in my team today. So, turns out it's not Chinese New Year. Surprisingly enough, it's actually, in fact, not Chinese New Year packs, which is rare. So, basically, this is an interesting one because in terms of, like, I'm not going to complain about this because these guys are big names, by the way. But it's also wrong to say that, like, that in-game, some of these guys are going to be good. Like, for example, the first player, the glitch player that's coming up. Like, if you're a huge CP3 fan, like, I cannot stress it enough because the whole comment section, there's going to be freaking forum threads made about the fact that I'm saying CP3 is going to be ass. CP3 is going to suck. Like, let's just say it like it is. He's going to be Iverson with a bad release. He is going to absolutely suck, but, in the grand scheme of things, but, if you want to use CP3, go ahead. You'll be fine. You'll be fine in most scenarios. Like, if you're coming up against, he's going to be a huge liability. Certain people will definitely be able to use Chris Paul, and if you are a Chris Paul fan, be excited. At the end of the day, the purpose of video games is to have fun. I make that as clear as anything. The purpose of video games is to have fun, but at the same time, my job is to give you guys information in my team, tell you guys what players are good or not, because let's be real, if you just went out and used players that you like in real life, you wouldn't be coming to YouTube for tips. And if you are coming to YouTube for tips, just so you can comment, I just use players I like in real life, then you really need to reevaluate why you're watching the DBG channel. But CP3, he's not going to be good, straight up. But he's a big name. He's a big name, and there are definitely going to be people excited. Like, let's see. Like, again, B Street's excited. He's going to be a shorter version of Spider. Nah. His release is garbage. Obviously, certain people aren't happy. But again, like, he's not going to be a meta player. Anyone who's... I was looking for Chinese New Year, honestly. If you are someone who does play in the meta, CP3 is not going to be that. I mean, if you're out here running plays, you can probably hold your own with Chris Paul out there. But he's going to be a liability on defense because his height and his wingspan. He's wingspan 6'8", but it's not quite. He doesn't have the player build that Donovan Mitchell. Like, Donovan Mitchell looks about 6'4" in game. 6'3", not 6'4". He probably looks about 6'3", whereas CP3 looks like about 5'10". So, look, he's going to be fine. He's going to be fine. Chris Paul dribble style good. He'll be somewhat usable. He'll dunk as well, but because it's 6 foot tall, it is kind of hard to dunk with some... just like someone with Iverson, but again, just get used. If you're on next gen, just get used to the dunk meter if you want to use CP3. But the player that is interesting is Joel Embiid. The only thing is, again, he's not a glitch card, so I really don't know how I feel about Embiid. So let's have a look at what Embiid has in his pink diamond. So he's only a +1 rating, although it is from a 70 intangible. So like, he can't go that much bigger. He can't go that much up the stats unless 2K completely just make a mockery of the intangible stat, which they're probably going to do. I reckon we're going to see probably 80 speed. I think we're going to see, like, he's going to probably have 95 strength. His steal rating surely has to go to at least 80. 75, 80. His 3-point rating is probably going to go to 88, 89. And he's probably not going to get range. If he gets it, he gets it. If he doesn't, he doesn't. But the badges, he's probably going to get... he's definitely going to get corner specials on gold. He's definitely going to catch and shoot on gold, if not half. He'll get a couple of half shooting badges. He'll get gold quick first step. His ball handle is probably going to be in the low 70s. He's going to get probably gold interceptor, gold clamps, things like that. The only thing is that, like, I think last week's drop was just so good that it's kind of hard. Like, Kristaps is 40k. Like it's really hard to get excited about these, like, god tier cards when Kristaps is 40k. And in game, realistically, Kristaps probably gonna be better than Embiid. But Embiid is gonna be absolutely spectacular. There's just one thing I really need to do, and I'm gonna talk about a little bit later. I think that this batch of cards. See this card right here? See this card right here? This card and Kristaps. I think we see spike. I think we see a spike, lads. I think we see those get. I think we see Kristaps Porzingis probably going easily. I think I see him going up to 60. Again, I don't think it's going to be enough for crazy spike, but I think that I'm going to explain a little bit later about why I think the demand for these specific cards is going to go up. But I think after last week's drop was so good, it becomes very, very difficult to... It becomes very difficult to kind of judge these cards, but like it's looking like Yao's not looking like he's really not that dude. Like 99.9% of people are using Kristaps over Yao, even if they have Yao. They really are. And now with Embiid, again, the thing with Embiid is Embiid's got a long wingspan. He's 7 foot tall, so he's gonna still feel size-wise like a D-Rob, but he's gonna be a dark matter. He's gonna be a much more updated card, and his release is as good. His release is base 47, which is a super good release, but one of the best uppers in the game. So we're gonna be looking at an absolute sniper. We're gonna be looking at one of the best stretch bigs in the game. Maybe not Porzingis good, but he's probably gonna be better than D-Rob, and with that, probably better than Yao Ming for most situations. So Embiid looks to be a really good player, but one thing that I do like about flashbacks, if we look back at the other flashbacks, especially the earlier ones earlier on in the year, so the first flash, we saw the likes of Darius Miles, who was just a demigod, like as far as budget players go. When we look at Flash 2, which came out at the start of October, actually no, Flash 2 and Flash 3, or the Flash 3 and Flash 4 that came out basically the same 1 and 2 and 3 weeks or something. But yeah, I remember we had free James Harden. It would be nice to see something like that free for the weekend, but I don't think we're going to get it again. But again, we had like Rodman, who was quite cheap. We had Jay Crowder, who was pretty good and cheap for his time. Scotty was really good and cheap for his time. So again, like we were getting good cards. Then when we look at Flash 3, we had Trae Young, Clay, Glenn Rice. But then when we look at the cheap players, like freaking Eric Snow and Hassan Jin for their time were beasts. We got a Flash 4, where... Where's Flash 4? Is that here? Where's Flash 4? Ah, yes, it was the week after limited edition. I was about to say, I was like, surely it hasn't been that many limited editions. But then that's the week we got these. So a lot of Flash, we've got a lot of weekend grinds over Flash, so I wouldn't be asked by see that. But then we got Marcus Smart and Mikal Bridges in Flash 4, as well as George Mikan, who was insane for his time. So Flash packs, outside of John Wall and D-Rob, like the headlines haven't always been the greatest. The headlines really haven't always been the greatest. But they've always been decent, and I think the headlines can be decent. But the good thing is the flash packs throughout the years have always given good budget players. So I would be shocked if CP3 is in the top 4 cards in the set. I wouldn't be surprised if Jeremy Lin, if they end up completely screwing him. So I could see, I don't know who the guards are going to be. It's literally just a complete guess when it comes to flash. As long as we don't see a glitch Ben Simmons this early, I'm happy. But I think we see some really, really good budget players surrounding these two guys. And yeah, I don't know. Like CP3 seems to be, I mean, he's going to be okay. He's not going to be good, but I mean, he's going to be okay for CP3 fans. I think Embiid's going to be a very solid card. My hope is that maybe we get some free grinding content, but I doubt it because we have Moments of the Month coming on Tuesday. But I also think probably we're going to get at least 1 to 2 good budget cards, because that's always the way it has been with Flash, especially since the Markelle Fultz card that came in NBA 2K21 in January. When we started, like before that, we hadn't gotten any like low tier glitch cards. Like we're getting all these cheap glitch cards, and I think that could be a really good sign. So anyway, yeah, that is pretty much it, lads. Am I excited with the headliners? No. Do I think the pack drop is going to be that hyped? No. But at the end of the day, I think we could get some decent cards. I think it's all probably leading up to Season 4 Chinese New Year packs on Tuesday, as well as Moments of the Month, as that being like the kind of big launch day. So anyway, yeah, that is pretty much it. That is the video. Thank you guys for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe.